Ghanaian lady alongside her 4-year-old disabled son are allegedly being detained illegally in a withholding room for about a week now without adequate food, medical attention, and hygiene. How? What has happened? How did they even get there? Let's just get straight into the details. The pregnant lady in question here is called ANABELLA GYASI, who currently has a 4-year-old son reported to have a hand disability. The son's name, as reported, is also GOO. Now, 2 years after ANABELLA gave birth, that was 2024, ANABELLA went to the States with her son to seek for special medical treatment for his hand. But unfortunately for her, when she got there, they said, oh, it is unfortunate that we cannot treat GOO because he's too young and we don't want any misfortune happening. So she didn't have any choice than to come back to Ghana and wait. Now, fast forward to this year, 2026, she booked another appointment that was scheduled for the 30th of May this month, 2026, hoping that this time around the surgery can take place. So she left Ghana on 19th of this month. Now, this is where things get interesting and super concerning. Now, fast forward to this year, 2026, ANABELLA again booked another appointment with Akon's Children's Hospital in Ohio, hoping that this time around they will be able to operate on her child. But this is where things get concerning and messy. ANABELLA left here last week where she had to go through questioning, by customs. So they asked her, her purpose of the trip, or say, oh, I'm here with my son, I'm hoping to get medical attention for her, for him, blah, blah, blah. And they asked, with your son's disability issue, are you facing any persecution back at home? Do you think that you are under any, stress back at home, back in Ghana? And she genuinely said yes. I mean, obviously, he is disabled, which means that, that persecution comes with it. And quickly, they treated the issue as an asylum issue. Quickly began treating her as an asylum applicant, straightforward, trying to cancel the tourist visa because that is what it comes with. If you are, someone seeking asylum protection, you can't be on a tourist visa. What are you saying? And they detain her. And it is alleged that for over a week now, she's been detained at the airport with little medical attention, with little to no food, with just one sink, one bed, with her and the son together over there. And there's been 2 different occasions that she experienced bleeding, so they had to move her to the hospital. And when she got there, the hospital staff said the condition that ANABELLA is in is not good for her, especially with the pregnancy. She's not being fed well and she's under stress. So something should be done about it. But they just took care of her and they took her back to the detention center.
A pregnant woman from Ghana is now at the center of an emergency federal court fight in Virginia after the ACLU says she and her 4-year-old son have been detained at Dulles Airport for more than a week under inhumane conditions. The ACLU of Virginia says ANABELLA GYASI traveled to the U.S. with her son, who has physical disabilities affecting the use of his hands, so he could receive medical treatment at a children's hospital in Ohio. ACLU is saying Gyasi and her son have valid tourist visas through 2028 and previously traveled to the U.S. for medical evaluation before then returning to Ghana. But when they arrived at Dulles on May 19th, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, which is the federal agency that handles immigration screening at airports, took them into custody after questioning the purpose of their trip. The ACLU is alleging that the pair have since been held in a windowless room with only a bed, a toilet, and a sink, and says Gyasi was twice hospitalized after experiencing vaginal bleeding, lightheadedness, and high blood pressure while in detention. The lawsuit is also claiming that Gyasi had asked officers for permission to buy food for herself and her son, and she was denied. Keep in mind, she is pregnant. The ACLU says she was only offered food and a shower after signing deportation paperwork. Here's where this all stands. The organization filed an emergency petition in federal court accusing CPB of illegal detention and unconstitutional treatment. As of this point in time, CPB has not publicly responded to those allegations.
It got to a point they gave ANABELLA a choice to come back home, meaning to get deported so that she can come back and seek medical attention, full medical attention as she needs. But as we're talking now, there is some good news some way, somehow. The ACLU, American Civil Liberties Union, a non-partisan, non-profit organization that seeks to, defend and help people that are being taken advantage of in this kind of manner, they have entered the chat and they are saying that this action is inhumane. And they are linking it to the whole citizenship birthright in the US issue, So we know that when President Trump and his administration came into power, they are trying so hard to eliminate the citizenship birthright. Something. So the issue is even still in court. That thing where no matter of your nationality or citizenship, if you're in the US and you give birth, your child automatically is a US citizen. They are trying to scrub it off. So they've even scheduled a hearing this year, mid of this year. So this union is saying that there are so many pregnant women that are suffering this same cause. That when they come into the country, into the States, they question them, and then when it looks like they are there because of this advantage, then they try to, detain them. So they are standing. And then they filed a lawsuit against the government on behalf of ANABELLA GYASI. They went to court and they argued it out on her behalf. The judge too requested to hear from the government's POV that why are you detaining this woman? They also came to argue out their cause. But Department of Homeland Security is saying that all the allegations being pressed towards them is false. First of all, they have a huge legal standing. That is that Madam Annabella said, in fact, she agreed that she was here or she was in the States because she was facing persecution back at home, which simply means you are accepting the fact that you are an asylum seeker. So they are standing on that, and then she must leave the country. And ACLU is saying again that you only asked her a question and she answered you genuinely. And obviously, we all know if you are a disabled person or you are, involved with someone who is disabled, you will face persecution. It is a genuine something. So nobody should stand on that and treat someone as an asylum patient. It doesn't work like that. And the deportation document that they made Annabella sign, she only signed it because she would rather go to her country, come back to Ghana and be okay, continue with the son being disabled and be okay than being the state and then suffering all these messes. They are arguing back to back in courts. So as it stands now, both parties came to court. ACLU on behalf of Annabella, they came to argue their own out. Governments came, Homeland Security came, argued their own out, and it is back to back. As it stands now, there has been no official release of any sort yet concerning Annabella. We are just hoping that some way, somehow, the ACLU, their voice will be louder in the courtroom than the government. And the worst part is that the ACLU, they don't have any power, in court to release whatever, to release Annabella. They can only argue Annabella's part out in court. They can only, say things on her behalf. So as I was saying, we are all just hoping that their voice will be louder in the courtroom, and then the judge will finally decide to let Annabella go. This is really a matter of great concern, and I want to know what you think in the comment section. This is Gossip 24. I'm Kim Elena. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share the link, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. And as I was saying, don't forget to comment your comment in the comment section. For now, peace out.